Good afternoon again. So this is going to be the second video of today. I was talking about couponing in my last TTC vlog. So if you want to go ahead and watch that vlog to see what I started talking about, you'll understand why I'm doing another video today. So this is going to be my couponing / what's going on in my personal life vlog, even though normally people don't care about your personal life. I don't know. Some people are like, we don't need to know that you went shopping today. I think it's fun. I think it's, keeping touch with other people around the world and their lives and what they're doing. It's just interesting to see how it parallels with our own. So, trying to make sure I dry my hair too, because sometimes I leave it up too long when it's wet, and then that's why it's been getting really crappy lately. Okay, so this is going to be about couponing. Like I had mentioned in the little blog before, I'm starting to learn more about couponing. I've used coupons all year long, and I really like them. The most that I've ever saved in one shopping trip was about $75, as I had mentioned. But I've always, I've been trying to also watch more of what I eat this year, and my husband's always helping me with that, and we're always looking at labels, always looking at how much sugars and everything, how much calories and everything, if there's any kind of good things like dietary fiber and stuff. And I actually use an app when I go to the store. If I get reception in the store and the app works, great. Sometimes I don't get good reception, but it's called Fooducate, where you're basically educating yourself about food, and it gives ratings for the foods when you scan them. So, for example, yesterday I scanned in some cookies that I had bought, and I thought, if I'm going to go with a cookie, let me try and find a healthier cookie. And let's see, what were the ones that I scanned? They're the Back to Nature. But I bought hold on, let me see if I can get the history on this. There they go, Back to Nature. They're the Oreo style ones, and then the peanut butter style ones, peanut butter. And they're actually graded a C. So they're not as healthy as you would think. I mean, I guess compared to regular Oreos, they are healthier. And this is what it looks like. So it gives it a grade, and it then kind of breaks down, gives you some alternatives, lets you compare. And the reason it says it's given a C is because the calories in the product are about average. Now, products in this category are rated D+ to C+. So even if you got one of the best cookies ever on the world, this app wouldn't allow it to be rated anything higher than a C+. So, it is actually okay for its rating category, but let's just be honest, cookies are cookies. Cookies are never going to be considered healthy, but it is good for us to try and kind of cut wherever we can cut, but at the same time still enjoy food. If you're dieting, the food point value is a 3.5. It tells you that there are natural and artificial flavors added. And then it gives you a little explanation about them. And then it says that it's rated a C and not a C+ because there's soy lecithin in it. Now, lectins are oily substances that occur naturally in plants, and it goes on and on and on explaining what it is and why it's rated in this category. Now, if you were to choose alternatives, like I said, none of the alternatives are higher than a C+. The only alternative that's better is an orange. So if you were to grab a piece of fruit, that's considered an A. That's what they're trying to educate you on, is that sometimes there are certain things that just aren't good for you no matter what. Now, if you were to compare, if I were to actually have a box of regular Oreos at home and scan those in, you can actually compare. I probably guarantee you that the Back to Nature are better than regular Oreos. So at least I'm trying to make an alternative in that category. And then it was the same thing for the peanut butter. So I try and use this, and I try and tell myself that if it's anything lower than a C, to really not buy it. So, for example, this Coke here, and there is a point to why I'm explaining this and the whole couponing thing. I swear, I'm going to tie it in just a second. My husband and I try and stay away from sugary drinks. I try and go with teas or juices. Teas or juices are just as sweet sometimes, if not worse than this thing right here. But once in a while, we'll buy like maybe just one of these bottles per week for both of us. That's it. So, my husband's he drinks his beer, so, it's not like he's only drinking soda or only drinking water, or he's not a big juice person. He tries to stay away from the sugar, and that's what we're trying to both learn and do as much as possible. So, the sugars on here for an 8-ounce serving is 27 grams. This morning, 27 grams, you guys. If you were to stack grams of sugar cubes, it's like a huge pyramid of sugar. 27 grams and 8 ounces. For lunchtime, I went with a tea. It's called Peace Tea. And there was 11 grams of sugar in an 8-ounce serving. So that was a much better alternative than the Coke, and I like tea. I think that teas have other qualities that are better than carbonated sugar, which essentially that's what this is. And this morning, there was someone on TV talking about how sugar is just as bad as tobacco, which was interesting because she was explaining how the sugar functions. Sorry, my nose is itchy. How the sugar functions in our bodies, and since a part of what I'm trying to change about myself is how I'm eating and what I'm putting into my body, because I am predisposed to pre-diabetes and I have insulin resistance going on with this PCOS, I'm really trying to now start kicking this sugar crap in the butt and really, really trying to cut down on sugar. So she was saying how it actually, they don't know over the amount of years how sugar is affecting the pancreas, but it actually, eventually, it's that sugar is the insulin is actually feeding the tumors. They think that it's leading to cancer because somehow the sugars are helping fatten up tumors. So it's all really interesting. And so here's where it connects to my couponing. And it's a great topic. If anybody wants to talk with me one day about it, definitely chat online. I'm not any skinny mini by any chances, but I am actually trying to consciously make an effort and try and change lots of things. So here's where this comes in with the couponing. I went yesterday to get the newspapers, and I am polite and I do not take out multiple newspapers. As some people I've noticed lately take out inserts from other people's papers, and I wish they would get caught because it's against the law, and it even says on there it's against the law. If you want to get 2 papers and if you want more inserts, then pay for it, because I have to pay for it. Why does everyone else kind of get to cheat and lie and steal and whatever. So I went ahead and I got a paper, and then at the bottom, underneath where the papers get stacked, people that don't want inserts, because some people are like, this is just crap, I just want the paper. A lot of old people just want the paper, want to read, they don't want coupons. They'll actually throw the inserts underneath the place where they actually get stacked. So I went in the afternoon. Great time to go, because by the end of the afternoon there's almost no papers left. So I found 3 boxes in my neighborhood, and I only found inserts at the bottom of the box in one of the boxes. But at the end of the day, really, there was only 1 paper left in each box that I went to. So it was good, and no one had actually taken the inserts out of any of those. So I got really lucky. And I'm going through the coupons. Sorry, 'cause it's taking so long. I'm going through the coupons and I'm noticing how, and I've noticed for months now that a lot of it's crap. I'm sorry, people, really, a lot of the coupons are crap. They're for brand names that are overpriced. So if you're actually trying to save, sometimes store brands are just as good as a brand name. I mean, how different can sugar be? I think the Publix sugar is exactly the same as the Domino's sugar. I think salt is exactly the same. So if you're gonna get salt, and that those are the kinds of things that just got me. There are some things that are so you can get generics and they're just the same, and you're gonna save money right there compared to a brand. So I do buy store generics. I do try and buy during buy one get ones. But I also only try, and this is my strategy, I try to only buy what I normally actually eat. So I try and stay out of the frozen aisles. Very, very rarely do I ever step foot into a frozen aisle. And that includes frozen vegetables and frozen fruits. And I mean, really, I'm trying, for over like 2 years now, I never go into the frozen food aisles. I did, for example, go to get some these fruit bars, but I bought the no sugar added. So they're the actual Breyers or something like that. And that was it. That was my splurge for the week, was no sugar frozen fruit bars. And let's see what my other strategies are. So we try and stay out of the frozen foods. We try and stay on the outside aisles only. We try and we do a shopping trip per week. So we don't overbuy and then waste. And sometimes there is still waste, which really pisses us off, because of course if we're trying to save money and we have stuff that sometimes still wastes, it's a shame. And I try and cook dinner every night, and we try and do everything from scratch. So that becomes a problem with this whole couponing thing, because a lot of these coupons are crap. And I'm going to give you examples while I have a couple minutes. This is going to be my part one of this whole couponing issue. Let me go to coupons.com real quick, and I'm going to give you an example. I was only able to probably clip out maybe 2 coupons out of the whole 250 something coupons that are on here. Where did my app actually go? I'm sorry. Hold on one second here, guys. Okay, coupons.com. So here's the coupons.com app. We try not to buy hot dogs, so that's not going to work. I try not to buy margarine, no hot dogs. I don't buy prepackaged cheese. We buy fresh deli cheese. I don't use, I'm doing a video. You want to go outside? Okay. Hold on 1 minute, okay? I don't buy, the baby stuff is out the door because we don't have any babies yet. I don't buy Scott. I don't buy cereal that often. I actually, right now, I'm sticking to either only Rice Krispies or Fiber Plus or Publix brands Frosted Flakes. We don't buy any kind of, very rarely buy prepackaged bread. We will buy like an Arnold, a really strong, heavy grain wheat one once in a while. But so we try not to buy prepackaged bread. I try not to buy, I don't like Greek yogurt. I don't like anything from Newman's Own. We don't buy anything from Pillsbury. We don't buy any candy. I don't buy any vitamins. The only breakfast bars that I buy are Fiber Plus. We don't buy Huggies. Obviously, I don't buy Power Bars. I'm going to cut this off and do a part 2, and I'll be right back. So everyone tune into part 2. Unless you're really bored, unless this is really blah, 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 then don't tune in. But I am going to do a part 2. So I'll check back with you guys in a couple minutes. Bye.